Welcome. You already know the vibes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is Backyard Bands, the #1 comedy podcast. I speak that into existence every time I bless the microphone.
Cheers.
You are now locked in with some of the baddest. I'm here with my nearest and dearest, plus my long-distance neighbor, ladies and gentlemen.
Long-distance neighbor.
And we'll get to him real shortly, man. He's a man of timber and caliber in our presence. An OG in the game, someone I respect really near and dear to my heart since, we've been working since maybe 2016, 2017. So we're going to get to that, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm going to start. I am your humble and gracious host. I go by the name Mr. Dre. And you know I'm in the building. Vibes Minister, talk to him.
Yeah. Reporting from the Ministry of Vibes is your Minister Imina, a.k.a. the Free Eagle, a.k.a. Triple E, a.k.a. the Patrician Eagle, a.k.a. you know what is popping. Let's get it popping.
Pop. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know the powerhouse of the podcast.
What's up? It's your girl Shamsi, aka
Ton
Tonamo.
Cheers.
That's what's up. Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by a special neighbor from the overseas.
Abroad.
Where it never gets less than maybe 0 degrees if they ever get to that. I don't know if it ever gets cold in that area.
From the abroad.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by one of Nigeria's biggest exports. Maybe after the bands and a few other people.
I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man has too many alter egos. One you guys are many familiar with. You've either seen him on your screens, on a stage near you, on a different platform. You already know. Representing that green, white, green everywhere he goes. It's that Mama Tobi. That vibe.
Oh my cheese.
The one and only.
Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you all the way from United States of America, the one and the only
Jesus.
Tobi, a.k.a.
my Jesus.
Oluwakaponeski, a.k.a. Mama Tobi. It's been a minute.
Please, a round of applause.
Wait.
Thank you.
My hands are busy, but I will do it.
Thank you. Yadigun. Can you see yourself? I came on this podcast before you. And you see what they're saying.
Facts.
Shots fired.
African mother #1. Any African mother you see anywhere, they say their Mama Tobi. It's a lie, yo. I swear, it's a lie, yo. It's just one Mama Tobi, one
just only
Ankara,
one Mama
one
Tobi.
green, white, green, one Nigeria, one Africa, one Nigeria, one Mama Tobi.
You know
Yes.
that's how I first met you, as Mama Tobi.
As Mama Tobi, that's
Like 20.
You see the red thing?
When was it, Dre? The first show I think you came. It was
The
like
red
a
thing
bunch
we
of
played?
comedians.
2016.
2016, with like Young Prince. That was my first show.
Yeah.
That's literally how I met
Wow,
you.
thank you for coming to that show.
It was wild.
We're going to get that fixed. But yeah, let's go back to that. Say that again, Shamsi.
What?
I was trying to figure out if this thing was still
Oh,
recording.
I said that was how I first met him, as Mama Tobi. I didn't know him as anything else.
Oh,
Just
yeah?
Mama Tobi.
Yeah,
Because it was the first show that you took me to.
Yeah.
It was that with Young Prince and all
So
the
you
other
fucked it up.
It was your own fault.
Anyways, the audio is perfect. Yeah, so 2016, 2017. Was it
Yeah.
2016 was the show?
Yes,
I think it was.
20.
I think it was 2016. The YouTube came out 2017.
Yeah.
One of those ones.
2016.
Yeah.
No, it was 2017.
2017?
Yeah, it was 2017. Because
Mama Tobi on team.
The reason I remember it was 2017 was because I had another show in Lagos that December.
Right.
Yeah, so
I remember.
Yeah, so I did May. I did Canada in May. I did Lagos in December.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. That was the first time that I connected with you.
Yeah.
As well. And then did you come to Windsor as well?
I believe so. I
Yeah.
don't- so many.
You did too many.
And then his birthday in Toronto.
Yeah,
I also
man.
connected with him as well.
I love it here.
That was a crazy birthday.
Yeah,
man.
I love coming here. Whenever
It's like a second home, apparently.
Yeah. I used to say to people that like Canada is like the States.
Yeah.
You know, I love to. It's like the same energy.
I feel like it's the nicer version of
It
the
is
States.
the nicer version. It is.
People are not
very
rude.
nice. People are very nice.
But
You
Toronto
can't-
people are rude.
For real?
Yeah, go to Montreal. It's a whole different vibe.
Montreal people
girls,
are
at
nice.
least. For
yeah,
girls.
they are nice for girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For girls.
Just speak French.
Yes.
They are wooing you everywhere. Oui.
This not
Bonjour.
even that.
Bonjour, oui.
Bonjour les gars.
Ah, c'est pas.
So,
Yeah.
papa.
Je m'appelle Mama Tobi moi.
C'est pas.
See, at least he said that one right.
He said that one right.
He said,
Yeah.
Je m'appelle Mama Tobi. It was good.
It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Everything else you guys butchered.
Comme à tout à fait.
What's that?
Comment to t'appelles?
Comment
oui,
tu
le
t'appelles?
combat.
We did not learn the French that people learn. It's Awilo Lokomba.
Our
Hey,
teacher.
no. Shongolo Mapai. Nigerians are bastards. They even cussing each other on the French tongue. They even change it. Say Shango will kill you. Like so.
Shongolo Mapai.
Joe Mape, in my country, Ashedi Lamba.
Lambe. Now one the vibe that in my country.
But yeah. I love being in Canada. People are so nice. People are so respectful. I got in today. I landed. In front of my hotel, there was this elderly white man. He was just looking at me. He was just smiling at me.
Yeah.
He was saying some things. I think he was saying he likes my sandals. He was just saying something very nice to me. I couldn't figure out what he said, but at the excitement on his face, I'm like, I don't know you from anywhere. Why are you so happy?
People just like
Why
that.
are you so happy to see me? So it's just, I love being here. I love coming to Canada. Whenever I get a chance to come out here, I love to. And when Joe reached out to me to come on the show as well, it's my guy. 2016, 2017, that's a long time.
It's a long
Very long time.
Yeah.
Very, very long time. So, I'm excited to be here. We're going to be here all night.
Thank you.
Fun.
Well, I was glad to have you here. Guys wearing jacket, you can tell like he's not fucking with this coat.
We had to go and order.
I think this is a
We went to get food. I asked what they want. All I hear was French vanilla. Something hot.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys,
Just
it's
know.
October.
It's from
We
abroad.
haven't even started winter yet. We're not there.
And it ain't even that cold. Still.
It's
Yeah.
not even that
Still-
cold
still
yet.
transitioning.
I'm still wearing t-shirts, which means it's not cold
It's
yet.
not that cool.
You can't do
I'm
it.
from Dallas. I stay in Dallas now. So
It makes sense.
Dallas is hot.
Yeah.
Like today, I went out to them like, Jesus Christ. I was finding myself. And then when I landed in it was even on the plane, it started getting cold.
It's like you can feel that
You can't
transition
feel-
into
just we were going, I was like, Jesus Christ, this plane is all of a sudden, like 2 seconds, I'm just
I wear my jacket.
and it was a short flight. You know when you are looking for blankets on a domestic flight, that's when you know there's a problem. Yes. On the 2-hour flight, I was looking for blankets. I was going to ask excuse me,
Can we
guys-
get blankets?
you
You'd be
guys
like,
have
you
a
have to buy
blanket on
it.
this flight? They'd be like, no, we don't have a blanket. This flight is going from Canada, sir. We're not going to Singapore. Yeah. So sorry. I almost asked the lady next to me, excuse me, ma, this is your jacket. Can
Can I just borrow
And
it
I
small?
borrow it.
why the code why you jumping? I love it here, man. I love it here.
It's a pleasure having you here, man.
Thank you.
Let's get into these shits real quick, man. I want to start with the fact that as you're a comic, plus you do online content.
Yep.
I don't know if you hate the word. I also hate the word skeet maker. I like content creator. I like people who do sketches and stuff. That's skeet maker thing. They need to find another word.
Why don't
for
you
it.
like it?
I like the word. It doesn't
It
sound
sounds
fresh
like a
out.
bootleg. Like skit maker. They just limit you. They
Did you
literally
say
limit.
bootleg?
He's a bootleg
I
content
think so.
creator.
But let's start with like how did this all begin for you? Like what let me flex a little bit. I read in an interview that you started the name Capone comes from like high school. Being in high school
Join gang.
and being a gang member. I had no small gang. So I want us to start from there. Like, what is this small gang or this big gang or this terrorist group you started?
This
and
gang.
What kind of shits did you guys get up to?
It was indeed a terrorist group.
Allegedly.
Let me, mommy, daddy, if you are watching and you are listening,
Skip this part.
please skip this part. This is not what you paid school fees for. Before my dad would come and say, oh, so those your school fees I was paying, you enjoy, oh my, return everything. My high school journey is story so funny. So I started at a boarding school. I'll try to keep it short. I started at a boarding school. I was in that boarding school, Lagos State Model College, Meron. Big shout out to you guys. So I started at boarding school, same school with like Spinall, like some nice Spinall, those guys. So I went to the boarding school from GS1 to GS3. The time I was in the boarding school, my dad was in the States. My mom was in Nigeria. But something about African parents, when they don't like children, they send you away to boarding school. But when you are younger, you don't understand that.
You don't understand that. You don't know it's a
like,
trick.
boarding school is nice.
Nice.
No,
Exactly.
it's when they don't like it, like this stupid chop.
You come back ordinary meet and break. You say, why are you back?
Go back, so they sent me away to a boarding school. It was nice, Meron, it was nice. But I think like my dad did not my dad did not realize that like boarding school in their own days is not boarding school in our own days.
Right.
You know, so one day he came to my school. He was visiting. My dad comes home like every 3 years, 2 years. So he came to my school. He's like, I want to go and see Tobi's school. You know what I've been paying for.
Yeah.
And then when he came to my school, you know, boarding school in Africa, it's probably like similar in like a lot of African countries. I'm not sure, but my dad came to my school and he saw the bed I was sleeping. First of all, the bed I was sleeping was a proper Vitafoam full bed. But they've used it to mop. So they're always cutting it. So when people want to mop the floor, they're looking for a mop. They don't have a mop. They just cut some of the bed. They use it to mop. So they always mop you on my bed. I was just tired. They were like, well, if you want to mop. What, you know? Because sometimes you'll not even be there when they do it. But, you know, my dad came to the school. He saw my bed. He's like, is this your bed? Or is this a spider's bed?
Hey.
No, my dad is hilarious. But is this the bed we are sleeping on? Or is this a bed that is spider? I'm like, that is my bed. He's like, this is your bed? This is what I've been paying school. You are leaving this school today. I'm like, wait, what?
Since when?
Since when? So, and my dad is very funny. So my dad drove me to we just drove outside the school. We saw the gate guys, and my dad was I'm coming. Hello, sir. I saw you when I came in. I'm coming. This is my son. I just want to buy him McDonald's outside the school gate. I'm bringing him back into the school. He's a boarding student. He's not going anywhere. So those ones were like, oh yeah. Big mistake. They were like, yeah. I wish I had the voice then to say, I better go. I'm not coming back.
Happy.
They carry me go where I don't know.
Wait, you not come back. Bro, that's wild.
The way this man just said, I'm
Wild.
My dad just drove me outside the school. I was even still looking at the food place that maybe we'll branch. I'm like,
food?
Daddy, you don't shut up your mouth there. You are going home.
Not having none of that.
There's food at home.
So that's how I left that boarding school. They just drove me out like that. I'm sure till today,
They don't know where you
all
are.
my friends, they still have PTSD. They did not see me. They just saw me on Instagram. They just started messaging me. Where did you go that day? I'm like,
You'll be that person they will use as an example. Sometime years back, some student left without permission and did not come back, and we're trying to prevent that from happening.
So don't do that.
Yeah, so I left that school, and this is where Capone came in. So I left that school and I went to a private school close to my house, August International College. Shout out to August. Shout out to you guys too. I went to August, and when I got to August, I was from a boarding school, so I was quiet, I was chill. But when I got there, you know, for some reason I was like, it was a different dynamics for me. So I was able to, you know, I made friends, you know, 1 or 2 friends. Even my first friend walked up to me and was like, are you a new guy?
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. So I started making friends, and for some reason I love video games. And my dad used to, you know, send me video games. My dad would be like, if you pass this class, I'll buy you PlayStation 1. I'll be like, for real.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Dad, I've passed to my PlayStation 1. You just buy it.
Run it.
You know? So my house was the game center. Like after school, everybody's like, where's your they'll be waiting for me outside the gate.
Yeah.
I'm done like this. Let's go and play FIFA. Let's go and play video games.
They let friends visit you.
Yeah, so we were, you know, we started playing video games. You know, we got addicted and we're sneaking out of school to go play. And I used to be the guy in front of the, you know, so it was like I came to the school and I gave everybody mind. Like all the you know, the private school, everybody, your mommy, I came, let's go and play. What would they do to us? Is it not to beat us? Are we going to die? You know, so and I was new to the school, so I came in with that type of like, you know, but it's kind of tricky because like I was doing all that stuff, but I was also getting like straight A's. So a lot of my my teachers and they were confused because they can't say I'm not passing. Okay, I'm playing game. I'm sharp. You know, so my parents I was passing. So my parents, so even sometimes they'll be like, call your mother. My mother would be like, he's passing now. What do I want to come out? You know, so it was strange. Then one of my Yoruba teachers realized that like I used to be the one to, you know, take these guys out to go do that stuff. So one day they came to the game center and they caught us in the school. And they caught us in the game center. This was very funny because that time I was also a prefect. And I was a prefect. I was the punctuality prefect boy in school. So,
punctuality.
When people come late, when people come late, I'm like, hey, everybody line up. Oh yeah, pick around the school premises. Or you know,
they just step out real quick.
But me after when they go into the meal, I'll now step out. You know, so my Yoruba teacher came and then he was like, before you came to this school, none of this used to happen. Now that you've started in this school, we are seeing a lot of this thing. You are the capon of this school. So the moment he said that, a lot of my friends picked it. Yeah. And since then, it was bad. I was a prefect. They beat us on the assembly ground. My girlfriend in school, then she was crying.
She cried for you. Oh! Wow.
She was crying. They beat. And our Yoruba teacher, oh God. That man can flog.
Oh my God.
Hey, everybody. Oh, yeah. You come, the capone of them, I'll beat you first. And I wanted to dust, audition in school those days. I wanted to stand up and
Chop
do like
on.
this, just chop it. My plan was that as he was beating me, I'll be staring at my girlfriend in school. I'm saying my girlfriend in school now because I know my girlfriend has come and say, hey, which girlfriend are you?
The one in school.
In school.
It have finished.
So I was looking at her like, oh, they will give me 12. I would look at her, I will not cry.
But how she inspiring if she's crying?
Omo.
That's what I get.
No,
That. I think that's what happened.
No, she's not the one that cries. It's me that cry. when they gave me pick 2, you know what they call pick 2? Back to back. They don't give you one.
Another person. The
Pick
person.
two.
They say,
The thing just. I said, sir, please. My babe was looking at me like this. She's like, damn.
You know,
So yeah, that's how I got that name. That's how I got
crazy,
that name.
'cause in
And
some
people
ways,
just call
right,
me
my
Capone.
story is kind of like yours, but in reverse. So in reverse, because I went to like a bougie boarding house school.
Yeah.
And then I was a stubborn kid, right? My nickname then, like I've said, was Notorious Yellow. That was my nickname.
Notorious Yellow.
Notorious Yellow.
Ain't no way.
I've told you this story before now.
No, not the
not.
Are you
Notorious
serious?
Yellow. Not the
No,
Notorious
Hey,
Yellow.
ladies and gentlemen, exclusive
Notorious Yellow.
story. Let's go.
I've never heard this
No.
one.
No, seriously. So,
We've had arrest,
You're
we've had
nearest and
jumping fence,
closest.
we've
Where
had
is this
everything
story?
else.
no, wait, hold on. Okay. I guess backtrack. So they used to hire us junior students to go and rob the kitchen.
Hey, yo.
So that's how I got my name. So we'll be scaling through the roof inside the kitchen to collect nightcap. And nightcap was the main thing. Because if you had nightcap, you could sell it.
Yeah.
So we used to go and steal nightcaps. So I used to go and steal so I was in like my just 1, just 2. I was going to steal for SS3 and SS3 students. And then also Red Night. Red Night is like the night before everybody goes home. Anybody who's done evil to you is the night
To get back.
to get back at them.
Because you know
I
you're
got
leaving.
back to a lot of I did it to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So on Red Night I didn't used to sleep.
Because
So I'll be roaming the hallway.
waiting.
I'll be roaming the hallway like a thief in the night. But anyway, that's how I got my name. But I thought I was a hard guy. Then one thing led to another, I left the school. That's a story for another day. I left the school. Then I just remember that something hit my head. They suspended me one time. Instead of me going home, I went to my neighbor's house to go and enjoy my suspension.
hey.
But anyway, long story short, I left the school. I was like, yo, daddy, I don't like the school anymore. I have no future in the school. Like, I knew I had no future. Like, I was already on everybody's black book.
Yeah.
So I think my father was going to take me like to another bad guy school now. Like, I'm a Lagos kid, Ikoyi boy. I was like, okay, another school, maybe Green Springs, one of those ones. My father shipped me to the north. To Kaduna.
Big change.
Bro. Big change. I thought I was a bad guy.
Bro.
I reached there. My classmates, I was like 14, 15. My classmates were 19, 20.
You made the Wallahi people.
Bro, that's when I knew I was nothing. They shipped me. They shipping me. The first day, they told me to go and collect red biro. I was like, and then like, so in Lagos, like you don't call seniors by senior. You just be like, hey, Jafet, how far? Like,
Yeah.
in the north, you say senior Kaponski, senior Imina, senior Shemzi.
Yeah.
Boy and girl, oh, so my first night, I told me to go collect red biro. I went to the guy, I was like, yo,
Unlimited beating.
this guy starts collect red biro. I said, oh yeah? As he's doing like this, next thing, just give me, bah, slap.
No be moving with that.
Slap. And that's for the red biro. Then the next one that he gave me, bah, was
For the name.
for not calling him
Yeah.
senior. That's how I knew I was in the trenches. But I said that to say I brought like the social experiment. Like I was a social prefect in my school,
Nice,
so I brought
nice.
the party.
Party vibes.
After I left, they banned social night.
my guy come open the door. I see they come out to knock and collect it.
Now this guy is this type of guy that will go and turn off that light.
Now they like off transformer. Now they off transformer.
Turn off the light.
I remember the social prefect after you messaged me saying, Baba, like we can't do anything. Like if I'm doing social nights, they have to do it.
And you know the thing with social prefects in high school is very funny. It's like very controversial. It's like sometimes who you think they will give is not who they will give.
No.
So we had a guy in my school. His name was Bidemi. We're like, you know when somebody is social,
Yeah.
like social guy, you know,
He's the show guy.
yeah, the bad guy, you know,
Well.
social guy. So we're like, this guy will chop social prefect, sure. And they interviewed him, you know, called him out, social prefect boy. What are you going to do for us if you're the social prefect boy? He's like, yeah, I'm going to bring Jay-Z.
Hey yo.
I'll bring Jay-Z, I'll bring Beyonce, together.
Politics.
Together.
That's
In one day.
politics, bro. Politics.
Wild.
Sell dreams, bro.
To Nigeria.
So when they called the...
That's why our countries were.
That's where our country is where we are. We sell you
Not
dreams.
from the high school,
Bro, we don't sell.
Mad.
you know, so, and then the day comes and they're announcing the prefect and they did not give it to Bidemi. They gave it to somebody else. Bidemi vex you. It's okay. I don't need it. I don't need it.
I fear that guy.
Honestly, I'm not mad that they did not give it. I wanted to leave this school before, so it's not a big deal. But I will not do my work in this school. I said, I'm not doing my work. He said, Toby, are you doing your work in this school? I said, I think I will because they gave me punctuality prefect board. Yeah. He said, me, I'm not doing no. They can keep their social prefect. I'm leaving today. I said,
I'm leaving today.
But yeah, it's very serious, man. Yeah. Social prefect in school, like there are some people they don't give them. They are leaving that school that day.
Yeah.
I know they have to be the social prefect. But yeah.
That's crazy.
So you're the social prefect.
Yeah, I was social prefect.
Well, you carry us go club tonight now.
He has connects. He has connects. He'll get you what you want to do.
He doesn't get tenure. Tenure don't finish.
Because of you, go open 10th year. 10th tenure. You go there.
Yep.
Nah, but it's great to hear that story because I think a lot of people don't know like that's where it comes from, and now it's transformed from being a Capone to like now
Puski. That's where they say the sky is the limit. You got Capone sky.
So Oluwakaponeski came from Capone is like my nickname through school. My nickname for like 2-3 years through school, and then I came to the States. I met some friends, and they started calling me Capone. He was calling me Capone, but Oluwakaponeski came from Oluwa is my actual name is Oluwatobi.
Yeah,
which is what I use as Mama Tobi for. A lot of times people meet me, they're like, what's your real name? I'm like, you just said my real name. They're like, I'm like Toby. They're like, oh, I've been saying your name all this time. So yeah, my name is So my first name is Oluwatobi. Yeah. So I took the Oluwa and I just replaced Toby with Capone, and then Olamide calls me Ski. Like Kaponeski, because some people call me Kaponeski. So Olamide is like Ski. So I was just like Oluwakaponeski.
So. Yeah, it's a Nigerian thing. Stizo.
Yeah. Like
Kaposki.
Use the last. Yeah.
Shemsi Lala. You always add something to your name.
You only call me Shemsi Lala. Nobody else calls me Shemsi Lala. You just come and butcher my name like that.
They have to put that
a little bit.
Yeah. So fast forward. You came to the States. You lived in the States for a long time. Before I go back into the comedy stuff, you were actually an active Marine member.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So are you telling me that now if they call you now, say like there's a news now apparently Ukraine is
no. Let's find local ones, please. No, go Ukraine.
No. This guy Biden was talking about it today or yesterday about like they could be a nuclear. So if they call you today, you have to ban up on.
If they call me now, I'll need this cup. I'll need this bag. I'll need this crown with you too because sometimes when you're on war, you need to drink. You need to take when they say let's go, you say, hey, in case I don't come back, give me that crown, let me take two.
But why? No. Why?
Why I joined the Marines?
Yeah.
I wanted something challenging to do. I'm somebody that when I do something, no. I wanted something challenging.
It's not 10-year challenge. No,
I swear.
Do you?
I swear. I was in college and I got bored.
Yeah.
I got really bored.
How was training?
Training was fun.
Was it?
Hey,
because people say I died and I came back to life.
People do and come back to life. Okay. I felt like at some point I died and I came back to life too. I think it was easy for me. It was fun. Swimming was tough because us in
Marines.
Because you're
Marines. I had to swim.
You left Soldier. You left Air Force.
You went to water.
I went to the water. And African background. Even if you spend too much time in the kitchen, turn off that water. Leave the kitchen. I don't want. So imagine me. We don't get the chance to go and jumping inside river. Even from you, don't go near the river. If you jump inside the water,
you would die.
Yeah.
So our parents are always very. So when I came here, the swimming was not the swimming in the Marines. Basic swim. I should be just to swim there and come back.
No, swimming.
I would get wet. Yeah, but the Marines was different. So I actually it was tough. But
did they do the whole hold your breath?
Yeah,
underwater, all that stuff.
Underwater with a gun, with a big backpack. It was very stressful, but I was able to overcome it. It's a lot of mental stuff.
Yeah,
that's the big thing. It's all mental. They just say all these things in front of you to scare you. Hey, it's scary. I'm not saying it's just the mental, but the mental part is the big one. But there's also the physical aspect of it. So not sleeping, not eating enough, not eating pounded yam and egusi, like you guys said earlier.
Right.
In the morning, scrambled egg. In the morning, my routine in the morning, eba.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I like eba. Yeah. In the morning, give them. I don't scramble the egg.
No.
Eba.
Scrambled
I
the
like
belly,
eba in the
what's
morning.
it?
In the afternoon, I'm gonna slow it down, not too heavy. And then
The night running back.
in the night, run it back.
So is this you and your dog or just you?
No, just me. Oh. My dog. Thank. Shout out to Thank. My dog. He chop eba more than me. As I'm turning the eba, my dog is already in the kitchen like, guy, fast.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
It's my turn.
You know. So, but yeah, the Marines was beautiful. I wanted to do something different.
Right.
And if you know me, I've like even if you look at like my Mama Tobi stuff, I have so many different components. Mama Tobi, Baba Tobi,
Yeah.
pilots, Captain Billy Rasaki, all these different components. So I always wanted to. I just feel like you can do anything you put your mind to.
Right.
That's true.
You know, if you do it, if you put your mind to it and you not do it well, you stop.
Yeah.
It's like boss now. You calm down. They can't even go where I don't know. You know, so that's I like that phrase a lot because it's like if you don't know, calm down. You know, so and I did it, and you know. It was nice. It was a good experience for me. You know, being in the Marines, traveling, getting to train like a lot of soldiers. I deployed a lot. I went to Uganda. I went to Burundi. Went to a lot of countries. Met so many nice people. The relationships, the networking. It was nice. It was a good experience. I tell people if you ever get a chance to join the Marines or if you ever get a chance to join the military, I'm not saying you should join. No, join on your own. No, so that if anything happen now, you not come and find me. You know, but I always tell people it's great. It's great, and it's something that really opens you to a lot. You know, being in the Marines, you know. But I loved it, and I was able to do Mama Tobi too.
Oh, that's
Because you're downtown and you can use your phone.
Yeah,
social media,
you know, I was
contact,
able to when I was in Italy on my deployment. I was making skits when I was deployed. When I was in Uganda, the UPDF guys they found my Instagram page. I didn't know they found it. So I was in class, I was teaching them. Yeah. And they were like, I just saw that these guys, they were all looking
somehow.
funny. Yeah, looking funny. Like
they
had something, they hiding laugh. Like they had something to tell me. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, no, we saw your YouTube. I'm like, what YouTube did you guys see? Oh, that's how they showed me in Mama Tobi outfit. I said, Jesus.
This is not the time.
You know,
that's not a real meal.
I said no, but it's not my real face. So you know, so when they saw it, they talked to me about it. I'm like, yeah, that's me. So I had to. So that's how they find out, and they were like, before I leave, I have to perform for them.
Right.
So I said, okay, so we have like an end of the class party, and I told them, okay, at the end of that class party, I'll perform for them, and I performed. It was nice. I did Mama Tobi. It was really nice, and I left. So you know, it was good to sometimes a lot of these things mix the match, and it works out. And I've also been very lucky I've also been very lucky for multiple things that I do to kind of align and just work out in my favor.
Yeah,
put them together.
It's not every day you'll be in the military and be able to do comedy. There are places that they will send you to. They send you to Iraq and you do comedy. As I doing the comedy like this, as I setting your camera like this,
you hear boom.
Taliban will just come, boom. You know, so
you can't even do that.
Yeah, so I've been very lucky to be able to do multiple things.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's stuff that makes me happy, makes people happy. It's good.
At least
do you want to respond to your phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least I know now that when you now want to go and train people, since you're a Capone, you have a military regiment.
Yeah,
you can't mess.
You have a routine. You're going to teach
You can't even mess with Mama Tobi because even Mama Tobi will know.
Yo, Dre, you remember those all those old time movies, all those of Sophia? I said, oh yeah, attention. Artists. Oh yeah, when I was back in my old days, I was captain this, I captain that. I just picture all those things. I'm like, bro.
No, it was a good experience. It was a good experience.
Oh my goodness. That's pretty dope, man.
It was good. It was good. I loved it. Being in the Marines, and a lot of the things that like also doing Mama Tobi as well, and being in the Marines, it helps with a lot of different stuff. It helps like discipline.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes I would want to shoot a skit and I'll be tired.
But because of your background,
my friend, get up, you're a soldier.
Yes,
you've done worse. Come on,
like get up, you're a soldier, and I just get up, I just get it done. You know.
Yeah.
So those things, they come together.
The routine, the scheduling,
it comes together.
Yeah.
But like again, it's like if you don't try, you won't even know if those things.
You wouldn't even know. Yeah.
You know.
Very
so
true.
that's why I always tell people, try. Whenever people tell me they want to do something,
like,
if you come to me today and say you want to jump from this building, you want to jump downstairs, 25 story, I would say try. It's possible. You feel not break.
At
least I will know not to come to you.
It's said try, but if you go and bring balls, don't come and find me.
Yeah, that's me. I'm a try person. If you ever want to do something and you're not sure if you're going to do it, I'm not the person to come and ask because I'm going to tell you to do it.
Do it, yeah.
If you come to me like, Baba, they using this idea, I'm like, let's try it now.
Just
If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Let's try it, And now I joined the Marines. I was in school, Morgan State University. Shout out to Komi. Shout out to Chief Obi. African.
They're not in the military though.
Yeah,
these are not soldiers.
They're not soldiers.
Maybe we're joking with you.
They're joking. After you join, be like, we know me now.
Small joke when we joke.
I swear.
You just carry yourself go where you
don't know. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. They've been there all through. When I joined the Marines, they're my guys. They were like they're like the guys I spoke to. Like, what do you guys think? I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. Chief will be like, Oluwakaponeski, come me, do it. But I was in school and I was working through like the student center, and the Marines recruiter, they were in my school. They called me. They just, hey, I just went up to them. They're like, have you ever thought about joining the military? I'm like, no. They're like, why? Like, because I'm not from this country. So, but they were like, yo, we know we have a lot of benefits. Like, let me, we'll pay for your school.
Say less.
That's the first thing they tell you.
I was like, you pay for my this school. I mean, you pay for everything.
Yeah,
like, yeah. I'm like, what about my masters?
You pay for that.
Pay for it. I said, you pay for my masters. Anything I want to study. I want to do engineering. It's money. He said, we'll pay for it.
They give you house.
Eh?
They give
Just
you
call
house.
my dad. Daddy, I'm joining the Marines.
Yes.
My dad said, are you okay? Are you? What kind of nonsense son is this? I brought you to this country to become a medical doctor.
Which
what kind of if you do nothing, nursing for 2 years, what transition from nursing for 2-3 years, you will transition to become a medical doctor. To medical doctor for 4 to 5 years, you will transition into a surgeon. To surgeon for 4 to 5 years, you will transition into a chief advanced surgeon. But
the Marines can pay for all that.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, the Marines can.
All
pay
they
for
had
it
to
too.
say was they will pay for it too.
And then I thought, were you there?
No.
I feel like you're
I know. I see they do recruits.
Yeah.
She's the recruit that doesn't go to,
so
that doesn't get deployed.
So
I watched too many military movies.
I swear, I told my dad, I'm like, Dad. My dad was on the phone waiting for me. Why would you go and why are you even talking to military men in this country without consulting with your father? Why are you talking to military? If you want to speak to a military person, talk to your father first. I'm a military man myself, even though I'm not in the military. All my life has been war.
Being in Nigeria.
Nigerian dad. All my life I've been fighting a war. Do you know what it took me to bring it to this country? It was war. Do you know what it took me to establish myself? It was war. So
it's crazy.
Man. And I'm like, Dad, but they said they will pay for my school. Do you know what it took me to bring you to this country? If they said they'll pay for your school, that's not bad.
We can hear them out.
So that's not bad. They said they'll pay for your school. How many years? Everything? The whole thing.
Masters too.
Your masters too. Okay, so if you went to talk to them, they said they'll pay for your school, they'll pay for your masters. Why didn't you call your brother?
It's a family affair at this point.
So why did you call? You want to make it, and your brother should not make it. I said, "Miwa, do you want to join the man?" He said, "No." I said, "Okay." But yeah, that's how I joined, man. They got me.
Let's talk about Mama Tobi for a second.
Yeah.
So she's an alter ego modeled after your mom.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So I was telling a friend I was going to have you on the couch, and she asked me to ask you a question, and I'll ask you that after that. But do you ever have conversations with your mom where she would say something that's I guess hilarious or funny, and she'd be like, Tobi, don't go and use that to make skits.
Yeah. That happens a lot actually, and the reason that started happening was because it's so funny that people actually started stopping my mom when they see her outside.
Right.
Excuse me, ma, are you the mother of that comedian? Mama Tobi, oh my God, you are the original one.
Can you do this?
She's like, oh my God, you are the original one. Oh my God, we love you so much. Oh my God. So my mom used to be like, come, what did you tell these people about me that they're coming? I'm like, Mom, it's just from my videos that they see. But yeah, Mama Tobi is based off my mom, and we have conversations, and my mom is very funny. She's hilarious. And I spend a lot of time around that growing up. So I picked up a lot of mannerism, a lot of like how she talks, a lot of like how she, how she acts and stuff. So I was able to, put all that together and then add my own little
exactly. I think that's a very
extra.
important thing. Just saying that, yes, you take like stories, but then you have to add your own spice and just make it, for the content. Not necessarily that she's shouting all the time. It's not necessarily that. It's just that's Tobi now adding to Mama Tobi.
So I added a lot of concept to it, and a lot of times like I just have conversations with her, and I'm I pick up things like coming up with content and coming up with ideas. I pick up things, I see it like a how do I explain it? It's like a cloud. It's like I imagine it. Yeah, it's like I just look up. I can just look. I can stare at this TV for like the next 10 minutes, and I'm just thinking about a skit. I'm just thinking about the beginning, the end, the middle. I was gonna. So when I do that, I come up with like different ideas and I pick the best ones.
Yeah.
I keep fine tuning it. This one is funny. This one's not funny. And it's kind of funny to say that, but like I use myself as the pinnacle for like my jokes sometimes.
Right.
In the sense that when I come up with skits and if it doesn't make me laugh, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Which should be the case.
So like I'll make a skit and I'm like, and like some people be like, but I can make other people laugh now. I'll be like, I say it will be risky. If it's not making me laugh now, then that means that if I'm not getting that funny,
you want,
if I'm not getting that, that comedy, I feel like it might be difficult for for other people to get it. But like I envision ideas. I keep it very natural. I try to pick from my surroundings, people. I pay attention a lot to to things people say. And I just come up with content and it's good.
So, other than Mama Tobi as a character, what other characters do you have? Like, you also play Papa Tobi sometimes.
Yeah. So I do Mama Tobi, Baba Tobi. I do Tobi sometimes.
Tobi,
I did the pilot, Captain Billy Rasaki. I did a Taylor episode.
Yeah.
I did a Nigerian Taylor episode. I do the teacher one. I did like an African teacher, Mr. Desonya.
Right.
That's a character actually that I based off my biology teacher in school.
Baba
Tobi is after my dad. The biology one is actually after someone called Mr. Desonya.
Gotcha.
My biology teacher in school was very, 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 very funny man too.
Right.
I have plans of like maybe in the future I'll buy in something.
So you might not know this, right? But I also play so I do theater. Like we all do theater.
Yeah.
And
Not Olo. Please let me behind the scene. I beg.
So we do theater. We act.
Yes.
We've done a couple of theater programs. So we did. Well, this is our third one, right? We've done 3 so far: Windsor, Toronto, and Whitby.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's called Auntie, where I play a female alter ego as well, so I can relate.
African auntie.
She's an African auntie.
Although mine is a little bit more scripted and more tedious. It's like a 90-hour play.
Oh, okay.
Where I'm playing the character most of the times, and these other guys are playing different characters. But I do kind of like resonate. But I wanted to ask, like, which is something I want to actually learn from, or like, get what your take is. But like, how do you reinvent yourself? Because you've been doing this for so long, and you've been able to remain very consistent. Yeah. And which is the question my friend said to ask you as well. But like, how do you reinvent yourself every time and be like, you're not boring,
you're not stagnating.
You're not stagnating, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a very good question. Comedy changes a lot.
Exactly.
And content changes, demand changes, people get tired of stuff.
Yeah.
You can't blame them. We all get tired of stuff. People watch something for a while, they want something different. So you always have to, you always have to plan ahead. One thing I would say that helps me is like, I with my comedy, first of all, I make realistic goals. You get what I'm saying? Like I make realistic goals. Like I look at something and I see how far can I take this.
Yeah.
You have to measure. You can't just be out there just throwing content out. But this one is funny. Back. You have to measure things. You have to measure things when you create a character. You have to think about the lifespan.
Yeah.
That's facts.
How far can I take this?
That's facts.
And timing is also key. You have to know when to stop and when to switch.
Gotcha.
Right? So
which is very important.
Which is very key. You have to know when to turn off a character. Like, this character is
done
stop.
With. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that's the end. It doesn't mean you can't bring it back. Yeah. It doesn't mean you can't,
There's a time for it.
Yeah, you have to know when to stop. And when you think about reinventing, right? Reinventing is like, it's like you think about your character and then it's like a tree, it's like a branch, and you think about your character and then you space it out, you branch it out. So Mama Tobi, okay, what can I do with Mama Tobi? Mama Tobi is a the good friend. What else can I do with Mama Tobi? Who else can Mama Tobi be? What other, features or what other funny stuff can I, content can I come up with? So when you think about those things, when you pick out that one character first, and then you try to figure out like different things you can bring out of them, different ways you can break that out. Something I learned in school is like when you look at the math equation, the best answer is the lowest, most correct thing you can break it down to, the lowest number. So when I pick Mama Tobi, I just start breaking that thing down of different elements. If Mama Tobi is having a conversation with someone, that's a character, right? That character, that person Mama Tobi is having something with, that character can also be branched out. Okay, what about this character? What does this character have? A dad, a mom, a wife? Who is the wife? What do they talk about? So a lot of times, when you think about this stuff, you bring those different elements, you put them on the table. And then, whatever you have that is working, you have to be careful too. Like you have something that is working right now, you have something that is going on right now. You don't want to mess it up. You want it to run its due course. But when that does that too, when you let those things run its due course, you at that time is when you start thinking about, it's not like you do it to a point where you stop and then you now want to reinvent. It's gonna be difficult. While that Mama Tobi is going on, you can start thinking of like, okay, what other stuff can I do with Mama Tobi? Yeah. Like I was doing Mama Tobi, I've been doing Mama Tobi for a long time. And when I think about Mama Tobi, my end goal is Madea.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry Madea.
Yeah.
And when I, so when I have that in mind, when I do like the African part, do the comedy part, I'm thinking about Madea too. But I'm waiting for the right time
to drop it.
To drop that Madea. So that's where that reinventing come from.
Your outfit. Don't you ever outgrow it? Like, how is it still the same size?
That's a good question. So I make new ones sometimes, but it's very. What I do is
the material is still in style. That material still there.
The first material I started using, if I wear that and I go be like Baby Gap. Bro. Baby Gap costume.
Not because it's consistent, man.
Yeah. So the first one actually I got it for my mom. I walked up, she was at home. I came home. I'm like, Mom, do you have any Iran Buba? Like, do you have any Ankara? And it was kind of funny because I didn't even specify a color. I was just like, Mom, do you have any Iran Buba that I need to shoot a video? At that point, I wasn't even thinking about like taking Mama Tobi that far. I was just like, just borrow me Iran Buba, let me do one skit and return it. Yeah. Maybe like 2 days. And we should go back to that last questions about like inventing those things. You won't sometimes you won't even know, but something is gonna come. Yeah. And you're gonna be like, no, this is the next thing for this character. I need to take this, I need to, So she gave it to me and I just went back home. I tried it on. I made my first video and I kid you not, like that thing went like viral. Like all the celebrities in Nigeria started posting it. People started reaching out to me. They're like, guy, what is this? Like, what's this character? Like, this is like a different level of like detail when it comes to like African mom. Yeah. Like, that detail, I'm very like, I love details. I love the little things. I feel like the little things make up the big things. Yeah. So that's why somebody give me $5. I would love the person, because if I had that $5, it adds up now, So that's kids meal now, McDonald's. And we are all children of God.
We are all children. I tell you,
Exactly.
like you can't. So are you kidding me?
Yeah. So she gave it to me, and I shot the first skit, and the first skit worked. And I'm like, wait,
let's run it back.
I can. So this is a new thing. This is something I can. That timing. I'm like, you have to catch it. I'm like, so this is an entire different thing entirely that I can push. Because of the way people received it. So I did. And it's also like not being scared to try new things. Because I was at first when I started, I was using a towel and just like a regular, just random t-shirt. I'll just tie it to my head and I'll use a towel. That was the first, that's how Mama Tobi started. And then I went to my mom and I asked for the costume and she gave it to me. And when she gave it to me, I was like, I did the first video and I was like, should I return it or should I keep it? If I return it, that means I didn't take advantage of that. Imagine I just return it.
Yeah. You had to find another thing to wear.
I would never even find another thing. I would never have done it. I'll just let it go. Yeah, but I was like, I kept on to her. I'm like, Mom, can I keep this? She's like, yeah, you can keep it. I have plenty now. So she gave it to me, and that color, man, like people is like, African mothers, they're a blessing.
Yeah, and it's green, man, for Nigeria.
They're a blessing.
Yeah.
African parents are a blessing. And she gave me that color. It's like as if she knew what people wanted.
Yeah.
Not even me, because I didn't tell her to give me green and gold. It's as if I know maybe she was like, well, you're cooking from Nigeria, take green. You know, so but it worked well. You know, she gave it to me. And since then it just you know, I took advantage of that time. That this is a chance for me to create something new.
Yeah.
And which is also like with any other character too, I wait for the right time. Like, okay, this is a chance. This is a time to do something. For example, my biology teacher, Mr. Desonya, now I have plans of flipping him to an American teacher.
Oh.
Exclusive, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. Hearing this first.
If I see this anywhere else,
You better not.
if I see that, I must
I
sue.
have
Copyright.
chance.
I must sue.
I swear.
Sue.
So I have plans of switching that character to, you know, to an American. I have plans of switching Mama Tobi also to like more like an American mom. You know, and
Mama T.
Yeah, still keep the African.
Mama Tobi.
Still keep the African detail.
But like she moved to America.
Yeah, but like she moved. God bless you. Like
Mama
she moved
Tobi.
to like Cali. She moved to like some place like where, and she has like now she has like American neighbors, and now things
and she's
different.
with
Fresh
Fan.
princess of.
Where's how they find
You
because
get,
it's so hot everywhere.
you know, she's not like the Duchess of LA. You know, things are different. Now she has different friends. She has she's not talking to Yadigo again. She cut Yadigo off.
Oh.
You know, so now we're looking at different.
No, she's not eating.
She's not
going
eating, but
to
yeah, she
Nobu.
can't find pounded yam.
She's
She
doing
got-
Nobu. I'm
know,
liking
so
this.
It's you know, it's all ideas. And again, like
for
all
sure.
these things that we do, skits, all these things is all ideas. We bounce them around. We're like, this is not gonna work. This would work, and you just
You know, talking about like ideas and things being unique, because that is what I really I'm really concerned about, things being unique, because there's a lot of products in the comedy industry to consume that are becoming too similar, right? That are becoming way too similar. So now that brings me to the idea of Tout Kitchen, right? Like how did that come about? Because that was actually unique when that was happening.
Yeah. Tao Kitchen, well, shout out to Foxy P. Foxy P came up with Tao Kitchen. He gave us that idea. He just called us up together. He's like, guys, I have this great idea. You know, we just cook. We just have fun.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to remember exactly like what brought that inspiration. But like, you know, Foxy just came to us. He was like, let's cook stuff. Like Tao Kitchen was huge.
Yeah,
We had
it
like
was bro. I love
Alamo
that.
Bitas like
You
reaching
guys
out to
want
us.
Giddy Lounge.
Giddy Lounge Radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did Giddy Lounge Radio. We did True Sports.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, we did a lot of stuff, which was good because those things, again, it's like those little things. You know,
Yeah.
like those, Giddy Lounge, this thing, you know, they build up that you know, that final product.
Yeah.
You know, so like it was good time. And Tao Kitchen, we just came together. We cooked different things. We ate like different type of food. Indomie, gari, beans, corn, kasap. Just pour alomo inside.
Just pour alomo. Like, cause I'm thinking like while shooting, like behind the camera and stuff, it's all hype. When that camera go, do you ever think that this is too much, yo? Because like, you know, like there's the meat. You know, I love that part where it's like the meat is in abundance. Bro, like the meat that they pack in this in is like you can spread it over like a long time to cook your meals in there. So it's like when that camera stop rolling, you ever think that I think we did too much. I think we might have mixed a little too much.
The first time I met Foxy P, he gave me Alamo Bitas.
Yeah.
He carried Alamo
But
Bitas.
that Alamo Bita day your house stay.
Across the board, I've thrown it out. He tried 10 years, almost 10 years.
Bro,
Almost 10
this
years.
was in that house.
Man, I couldn't drink that shit.
Yeah.
Before we get over into the comedy side, because I want to talk about that, but I wanted to, you know, touch on something that kind of happened. You know, I think it was during the pandemic when there was a lady, I'm not going to mention names, who came out and like lashed out at like all of us that cross-dress, right?
Yeah.
And how I mean, I know how you, I saw your response and everything, but deep down, how did you feel about it? Like when I saw it, man, I almost didn't want to put on the dress again. I was like, this is how people feel, really, you know. But then I was like.
No, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna that was my take at first. I mean, obviously now my mentality is changed. Like, yo, you're not paying my bills. Like, people enjoy what I'm doing.
Yeah.
If the bag comes, or if a script comes and it says let's put the dress on, I'm doing that shit again. But like, I know you sort of clap back in a way.
Yeah.
But what's your take on that? You know, that ideology.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up, Mike.
And sorry for context, those who are listening.
Yeah.
Somebody lashed out and said like all of us that cross dressers men who dress as women or act as women, and there's a bunch of us, from all walks of life, and saying it's like we're benefiting, but like I am pushing a stereotype. I'm just like, it's comedy.
It is comedy. Yeah,
but go ahead.
No, it's I thought it was funny. When I saw it, I was like, please, but I didn't think that like people have their own opinions, their perceptions. You don't see things the way people see things.
Yeah.
When you look at the history of cross dressing, it's not something that we just started today. There are people like Madea, that have started these things way back in the days. There are a lot of people that
Charlie
have done
Chaplin,
this, and
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, so
and
many.
We could go way back.
Yeah, and content is the way you look at content that you consume. Is the way you look at what you consume, what you watch, right? If you look at it from that way, right? Like maybe people are, if that's the type of thinking that you have into, like maybe people are benefiting from something, or like that's fine. But I don't think so, right? I do comedy. I do that to highlight experiences.
Yeah.
To highlight like this is how African mothers are.
Yeah.
I do different characters. This is how African dads are. So the reason I said something was because when I saw that video, I was like, okay, this is definitely somebody that doesn't even watch a lot of my stuff. Because if you watch a lot of my stuff, I do Mama Tobi, I do Baba Tobi, I do Pilot, Billy Wasaki.
Yeah.
I have like maybe only maybe like two characters that are female characters, and the other like male characters. So when they said that, I was like, come on now. At least if you're going to say somebody is doing that, at least watch, But it seems like it was a general statement to like a lot of other comedians, and I kind of said something because there's always been that misconception.
Yeah.
So I kind of just wanted to come out there like, okay, no, you guys, no, this is fun. This is comedy. This is what Madea would do. If Madea does this, drop a movie, it's in the movies, we all go. Even in Nigeria, we'll go to the movies and watch it in Nigeria. I'll be like, oh my God, this is so, So why are we doing it? It's the same, we're doing the same thing. Now, two things can be right. There might be, what she's saying might be right. There might be people who put on that stuff in a negative way.
Yeah.
But I think for like majority of us comedians, and like, and I'm speaking for like myself and like a lot of my other comedians that I know that they do this thing. It's just to highlight what happens in an African home. It's just to highlight experiences, and people learn from those things.
Yes.
Yeah.
People learn. Entertainment is just is lessons.
Yeah.
All these things that we watch is to see things that wow, and to relate to them.
Yeah,
like wow, that's my mom.
Yeah.
Turn your experiences
The
into
intention behind it
entertainment.
is to make you laugh and to be able to relate to it through
Relate to
comedy. How you receive it,
Yeah, exactly.
That's your
It's out of our control, But
Yeah.
and that's the key thing about like how people receive things. Perceptions are different. People see things a
Exactly.
different way. But it's always been the comedy. It's always been the comedy. It's always been the content. It's always been about making people laugh. We do this on stage, off stage,
Right.
different countries, different places.
Right.
So it's always been comedy and entertainment. Has always been the key thing. All the other stuff, I feel like that's not. I don't think that's the key reason why. So I said something then to just kind of like, no, you guys all. I feel like that's been something that misconception has been around for a while. But
Right.
no, like I've been around people who cross dress. They just highlight, what being an African mom, and when you highlight those things, it's like all the different cultures see it.
Yeah.
I have people from Kenya, people from South Africa, people from Ethiopia, and they're like, oh my God, that's how my mom acts. And this is somebody from Kenya. So now you're learning that like we have similar cultures to those people.
Yeah, it's a
So
very
when
global
so
thing.
when you look at those things, we're telling you that this is how these people are. We're highlighting different things. So,
Right.
but that was, everything you do, there will always be somebody that comes and
they will always
everyone is not gonna like it. Somebody's gonna come and say, that's this thing you're doing is not funny. That's fine. It's 200 million people in the
There's
world.
always gonna be hate, regardless.
I
of
mean, I
who
said
it
it's
is.
200 million people in the States, right? But maybe a little over 200 million, and not everyone is gonna like your stuff.
No, not everyone.
There can be four people. There can be 4 people in the room, and 3 people fucks with you or mess with you.
Yeah.
That's 3 over 4. That's how I look at it. I look at majority. I don't want everything. I don't want all the money in the world. I don't want all the success in the world.
Right.
I want majority. I just want to have some, a good amount that I'm like, okay, this is, this is my cap. This is good. And that's why I said, like, you have to measure your success too with all these things that we do. It's like, you have to know, you have to measure, you have to know what is your height. Like, okay, this is, at this point, I'm good. With all the other things that I have going on. This is for Mama Tobi. If I get to this point with Mama Tobi,
That's it.
Sure.
So let's talk about. I mean, everything is comedy. Everything is part of making people laugh and entertain people. But there's the other side.
End goal.
Yeah.
And
There's this other side of you that
Yeah.
not putting on a costume. Is you're dressed up real nice, you're looking fly, you're doing your thing on stage.
Yeah.
Right. And that's Kaponeski.
Yeah.
So first of all, like, how's the tour so far? I know you've been doing like a sort of like a kind of like a worldwide tour stop, and part of that is your Toronto show, which is happening tomorrow.
Nice,
By the time
nice.
this drops, he's already done the tour, and
Yep.
the show's gonna kill it. How has that been so far, and what is your favorite country that you've been to so far on this tour?
On this tour. My favorite so far, I think I would say Mexico.
Oh, you actually did a show in Mexico.
Yeah, I hosted a
shit.
show in Mexico. I hosted a birthday in Mexico, 40th
That's
birthday
sick.
in Mexico. Last year February, I hosted a 40th birthday in Paris. No, 2020, right before the pandemic. So last year, 2020, I hosted a birthday in Paris. First time of my life. And then I was flown in as a surprise. So I was in Paris for like 5 days. Doing undercover because nobody,
Not catch
the
you.
person that's why I don't like this MC job sometimes. When people pay you, they be talking to you like a children. Hello, are you in Paris? Have you landed? Okay, good. Have you checked into the hotel? Okay, please make sure nobody sees you. Remember, you are doing a surprise for my wife. Don't come out of your hotel room.
Hi.
Don't come out.
No, don't go and get.
Wait, you just say my son.
Oh my goodness.
Especially when you are staying in the same hotel as a guest. Don't come downstairs. Don't buy food though. If you want food, room service is fine. So I was doing the surprise. I was just on my snaps. I was snap and save. Snap and
And then you
save.
would post after.
Snap.
The life. Oh my goodness.
The day I finished the show, the moment I said, "Thank you, everybody, guys. Thank you guys for having me. I love you guys so much. It's been a pleasure being in Paris to have a." This is a birthday party that you need a visa to come to. The man said, "Thank you, everybody." Wow.
Please let me show my people
That's dope.
that I am in Paris.
All my friends,
Freedom.
all my friends, like, bro, you did Paris?
They come out now.
Now jail, I did for
That's what I did.
not jail. So
Yeah.
so it was fun, and that's like also the fun part of my job too.
Right.
And that's also like when a lot of people come from like Instagram comedians or like they say IG comedians or they say I'm like,
Stickmakers.
this guy's host events like Chief Obi, Kami, Foxy P. You host events like my comedy show.
Yeah.
Like there was stand up, there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
These are people who do like a lot of stuff like hostings.
Right.
I like so many stuff. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's unfair for people to now say IG
put you in a
comedian.
box.
Just put them in a box because nobody wants to be in a box.
Nope.
Everybody can do.
Anything and everything they want to.
Yeah.
I think comedy has evolved.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy because now in Toronto, drag show is part of comedy.
Yeah.
Like, drag show people are doing comedy shows.
Wow.
Like, it's part of comedy. Podcasting is part of comedy. If you
Yep.
subscribe to
Yep.
that's your platform, like your comedy podcast. There's
Yep.
that. Like, Issa Rae was just here last week to
Wow.
do a guest sit-in for a comedy show. So it's crazy, and it's so
Comedy
that.
was popping.
Yeah.
Comedy is like up there.
I don't think
Comedy
that-
has changed too. You're right.
Unless someone says that's not what they're doing, then you can't put them in a box. Because at the end of the day, some people just want to stick to like online because it's brand influence and it's influence and all of that.
Yeah.
But I think the first time we met was 2016 for your show in Toronto.
Yeah.
Mama Tobi on Tamed. And so you did the one in Toronto, and then you did in Nigeria. Successful events. I happened to be there. I was there with Shemzy as well.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time I met the guy from New York, Young Prince.
Young Prince.
Yeah. Young Prince. Shout out to Young Prince.
Yeah,
Great guy. Great guy.
I met a lot of people.
Yeah,
through
DSF,
that.
Young
Yeah.
Prince,
I was supposed to have
DSF.
DSF as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. Bro, it was a whole group.
Get me
Yeah,
lit.
it was
Mad.
like I flew in like 20 people.
Yeah, I remember we
Yeah.
came to the house before the
Yeah.
show
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like the
Yeah.
And Bills was
rehearsing.
there. Shout out to Bills.
Bills, yeah. Shout out to Bills.
Bills,
Yeah.
That too.
I
Yeah.
brought Bills the year before that actually.
Oh, nice,
2016,
nice.
like I brought Bills for a show.
Nice.
Then
I
he
mean,
Then he
you've
came
been at
for
it
that
for
one,
a
yeah.
long time
Yeah,
too,
bro.
bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's not easy, and people don't realize that, like how long, like the time, the energy, the effort,
The work put in behind it.
I think it's because we don't talk. We don't talk.
We don't.
just-
Yeah,
we
we
just
don't.
like-
Yeah, we're very
just
chill
do,
with it.
Yeah.
We're
and
very-
it
yeah,
shows.
Yeah,
We're
very
not,
chill with
we're
it.
not troublemakers.
All about talking is on the skit.
Yeah.
We talk with the skit.
That's
so-
very true. Huh?
Yeah.
A lot of the comedians are very quiet
They're very-
off
yeah.
stage,
Yeah.
but when you put them on stage, it's like it's a whole
It's
different
a whole
person.
different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this
That's
one-
what makes you money.
Yeah. It's like
That's
a
what makes
switch.
you money.
It's like
So
a switch.
would you be like, so like, again, you've pioneered a lot of shows.
Yeah.
With the likes of Fox B, who did, African comedians.
Yep.
With African Ace, who did these shows in November at the time.
Yeah.
Is there a return for that? Like, would you see yourself coming back? Because, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I do my own shows now. I'm doing the second one this month. Like the second one, we did the first one in 2019, and then we're doing the second one this time around. But I modeled that off like seeing you guys thrive in your industry in the States and stuff. I was like, yo, I see what these guys are doing. I want to be like that. And my dream was to, like, in the future have those collaborations that we had back in 2016, 2017. But do you see yourself coming back and doing those shows and just putting on comics from the diaspora?
Oh yeah. Definitely, like, with the so like what you were saying about, like, comedy evolving and everything, there's always like new dimensions of like, that we can bring into things, right? And when you look at there's so many different comedians now, and that's one of the things that makes me excited, is that, like, when I started seeing like a lot of other other comedians, and everyone is unique.
Yeah.
So when people come, look at Komi, when Komi was doing that I Come the Boy stuff, like that's killer. Like, you have joined gang, killer. Chief Obi had like Foxy P with Philo, those things, they're still there. There's still elements of all those things. And then when we bring like this new, comedy has evolved too. We went from like 5 seconds, just 5 seconds to crack a joke. If you don't crack that joke, it's like they're slapping you.
That's it. They're waiting for you. They're like, 1, 2.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I remember that.
15 seconds. Back. And so things kept changing. So, like, as things change, I feel like, our ideas and the type of things would also have to like change things to fit it. So I definitely do see those type of shows like in the future. Like, there's no that's comedy.
Yeah.
That's
comedy
bringing
for
different
sure.
unique characters, comedians, coming together for one main show. And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Bringing all those different elements together, and then people come, they watch them, and they get a chance to see everybody in one spot, in one roof, in one night. When these are people you see in different places online, in different states, So I think it's possible. Like, like you said, like, we just need to, we need the community.
Yeah.
Yes.
A community of comedians, a community of skit guys. And when I say community of skit guys, honest, like, you get what I'm saying? Guys that are like, let's do it.
I'm gonna get Foxy P on here one day to tell the story, but I gotta ask, like, how has that been? Coming from African comedians, I'm sure I want to say that you guys kind of just grew and you guys started doing your own thing, because African comedians was mostly you four, Kami, Foxy, Chief Obi, and yourself, but you guys have now gone to do your own things, and then Fox P has put on. He tried to do he was doing the tour for the
African princess.
For the restaurants.
Oh, for the restaurants.
Oh yeah.
During the pandemic.
Yeah.
So how is it been just like working with him and just you guys going down out doing your own thing and trying to like all come back, and if there will be you guys coming back kind of thing?
Yeah. Foxy P is a great guy. Great guy. Great boss. I call him boss because he was actually the first one that signed me as a comedian.
Oh.
And it was so funny the way he signed me. We planned it up. We met at I think we met at like a restaurant, and he was like, "Are you funny?"
That's your interview question.
Foxy P.
No.
Foxy.
Wow.
Foxy does not have time now. Foxy does not have time. Like, are you funny? Crack joke.
Joke.
Audition.
You are good. So he asked me some questions, and I spoke to him at the restaurant. Like, we talked. He asked me, he asked me about me, and he told Komi, he was like, I was signing this guy. But the reason I respect Foxy a lot is like he saw something in me that I didn't even see myself.
Right.
He saw something in me that like Komi saw it, and Komi was like, Foxy, this guy needs to come on board. And when I spoke to him, and he was like, yeah, come on board. I didn't even realize how big things were gonna get. But then when I joined him, and we started comedy together. He brought us on the Giddy Lounge show, the Fox P show.
Yeah.
He gave us like a great platform. And it was good. We all worked together fine. We shot a lot of skits together, made a lot of memories together. But like it was like at some point, everybody had like, we started evolving. Started thinking about ideas. Everybody started, we created a group character, and then we started thinking about like, okay,
individual characters and
how can we separate these things? And it's not because we all wanted to separate. No, it was because we're all thinkers.
Okay.
Everyone is always thinking. Fox can call me right now. Back then, like, Capone, I have this idea. With Philo, this happened. What do you think can happen next? And I'll think, and I'll be like, okay, maybe this can happen next. Same thing. So we're always thinking, coming up with ideas, and yeah.
That's dope. Nah, man, no, Foxy deserves his flowers because Foxy also pushed me to comedy, like, and he knows that. Like, I talk to him every time I can. I know Fox is a busy man now. He's chasing a different kind of bag, but love Fox. If you ever listen to this podcast, which you should, by the way, Foxy.
When the last time he came was
what if he comes and
it was 2019.
I saw him during the pandemic. He came here for a wedding.
Oh, he came
here for
a
pandemic during this thing. So yeah, man, you're doing comedy and you have a show tomorrow. Shout out to Chelsea Currency, Ibadan. She's doing a show tomorrow, and you're gonna be a part of it. I was gonna ask you before we move ahead. Do you charge extra to appear as Mama Tobi when they book you for it?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Like you who if there's extra.
Yeah, extra.
Because it has costume and all that.
Yeah, that's a different person coming.
To come out.
That's a different person coming out. That's another character. You're booking two.
You're a different way bill.
Yeah. You're booking two people.
It's Mama Tobi fee. Mama Tobi fee.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're booking two different people.
That's crazy. Before we go any further, did you see based as in the Marine guy, did you see the Nigerian parachute video?
No, please.
I want to see
Which Nigerian parachute?
Oh, you know?
Apparently they were training for like.
Oh, that was a training.
We were training for Independence Day. So they went, I think it was Abuja. And they just jumped out of the plane in the city. And they all like, we parachute.
And what happened?
Some people were landing on
cars.
On
people were
cars.
getting hooked on trees.
They parachute. Some of them were torn.
Yeah.
Some of them were torn. Like people were recording the videos that were trending are videos of people recording them in the streets. It was like, oh, so this Nigerian, you are seeing torn parachutes, and they are just crash landing everywhere.
What is that?
And then on Nigerian Independence, that's what they have the parachute size green one.
Yay! Ha!
It was funny when I saw it, man.
I didn't see that.
What's the craziest interaction you've had with a client? Sorry, more like a fan or an individual as Mama Tobi?
The crazy one, I think somebody that wanted my costume or something. I think a fan walked up to me and was like, "Can I have your costume?" And I'm like,
"Are you gonna pay for it?"
I'm like, "Do you want my life?"
Because this makes me money.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want to kill me? No, I just love your costume. I want to frame it. I say, don't frame it. I think that's a crazy one. I think that was a very not so crazy.
I think it's always content. Was it Nigeria or abroad?
Nigeria.
I see why you say you want to kill me. It's like you was abroad, but like it's fine. Like you trust that. What you say is like they're gonna use you and do ritual. Nigeria with your outfit, just take all your shine.
So question here.
Yeah.
So you started online, basically, right?
Yep.
So how did they come to you to see how you want to transition that and put it on stage? Because online content creating is different from stage. You have to have a lot of presence. You have to have content that would keep people engaged offline. How did you transition that?
Yeah. No, that's good. So when we started, like with African comedians, we were doing like the radio show. We started with YouTube,
right?
Skits on YouTube, and then Instagram came, and shout out to Chief Obi. Chief Obi was actually the first guy that just came into the room. It was me, Komi, and Foxy P was sitting down. He just came in and was like, guys, we need to get on Instagram. I'm like, I beg Instagram. Wala. We don't do YouTube. Which one be? Obi was like, no, we need to get on Instagram. YouTube is like YouTube is like traveling 6,000 miles to reach our audience. With Instagram, we can travel 1,000 miles and reach them.
Right.
I was like, that kind of makes sense.
Right.
So, and we just started making videos. We we had to study, we had to properly sit down and study Instagram. Obi started first for like a while. We had to watch and see how we was, things were going, how we was doing it with Elmo. I think this guy is right. And that's one thing I love about that group, about four of us as always, that when somebody comes up with an idea, we always like we were open.
Try to listen.
Always
to
like, let's go now. Let's try.
Yeah.
And Instagram really helped us, But when we started going on Instagram and doing those shows, there was a lot of demand, like online, offline for us. I remember my first ever stand-up was a comedy show in the church. First ever stand-up comedy in the church, which is very delicate because church people you have to crack, you have to be careful before you crack a joke and pass out. Say hello. Choir master, please give us one song.
It's finished. We are done.
The back.
The show is over.
You just crack one joke. You just hear. Blessed be your name. They'll just use one gospel song to cover your say, but this other one talk you're supposed to that kind of vibe. So but it went well. And like I said, like the group as we've always motivated each other. It's not always been like we started going off stage and 100% everything was good. We just started, we kept pushing, there were good days, there were bad days, but we kept pushing and eventually we all like became part of us. Like we all started getting shows like left and right, flying to places for shows. Like we used to fly to like all the states for shows, and we just came into Yankee then. We didn't even know there's some states that there's a show in Kentucky. Where's Kentucky?
The only Kentucky they know is
it's fried
chicken.
So we had to, we actually had to start like, this is real.
Right.
People want to hear us.
Yeah.
They want to hear us talk.
Yeah.
They want to hear us speak. So we had to mentally get in that mindset of like, we need to, all these things we see online, we see offline, people want to see us live.
Yeah.
It was the next level.
Okay. So that's
right. Goes back to that. What's that next level? How are we going to,
where's the demand taking us?
Yeah. Where's this taking us? And then we're like, guys, we have to go on stage.
Right.
And everybody was like, go on stage, K. You go and face people. No, we don't want to. Let's just be doing it inside the house. Let's just be doing our joke in the parlor.
Because on stage you can't erase and redo again.
Let's just be taking it in, and then Foxy was like, no, guys, if I'm saying this, it's because I know it's something we can do. Yeah. Let's take this. We can't be doing skit let's take the skit on stage. We can take the skit on stage. We can take stand up on stage. I know you guys can do it.
Right.
And it kind of started like that. We took the skit on stage, and then eventually we started doing stand up. It wasn't very easy as well, but
which one do you prefer?
I prefer like Mama Tobi doing skits. Yeah.
Online or in person?
In person.
In person.
Yeah, I like to do a skit live on stage.
Do you prefer the reaction of the live reaction?
Yeah, I like it live. I like it live on stage because it's like people can see you.
Yeah.
It's like they think they're online, but they can see you in person. Like
that's true.
It's like Jesus. I can walk up to this thing and touch this guy. This is not Instagram.
I feel like that's how we felt when we did the live show.
When we did our live show, yeah.
Yeah, like the whole talking in front of people and people reacting like right away instead of waiting for comments and people. I feel like that's the reaction we can relate to.
Yeah, you can relate to it and like and people are right there with you as well. They can relate to things that you say. They can be like, wow, this is these guys are not just. This is actually real.
This is actually funny.
Yeah,
because shooting is very different. When you're shooting at home, you can make 20 mistakes and we do it.
Yeah,
and get it right.
And get it right. But when you're on stage, no.
Once you do it,
you have to be on your A game. Because if you go on stage, you're just live. Yeah. When you say something, you can't take it back. Or you take it back. Everybody have read it. You can't edit the audio.
No, you cannot.
You can't put a sound over that audio.
Cannot.
So that's where a lot of those that discipline, that like detail.
Yes.
Like, okay, let's not back the stage. Let's when Kami is talking, Capo don't say nothing.
Yeah.
When Obi's talking, let them yell. Obi don't say nothing. Keep quiet.
Right.
But because we're going on stage and we're going to what's the word? We're going to like memorize our lines because we're not going. If I'm at home now, I can read my lines and
yes,
and go. And another thing that's always also worked for me as well, personally, is like I'm not a comedian. I don't force things. I like things to naturally happen.
Yes.
If I ever had to force like my comedy, like nobody forces me.
Yeah.
If I drop a video, I drop a video. I don't drop a video, I'm not dropping a video. If it sounds good to me, I'll drop it. If it doesn't sound good, I have videos that like I have videos that are short. At least about like maybe like 200 videos that I've not seen the light of day.
Just because they're not feeling right to you right now.
Yeah, just because they're not feeling well, and just because I send my videos like Commie and Foxy P.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you guys think? And
Yeah.
they give me a feedback, and I'm like, yeah, no way, this is not going out.
Yeah.
You know, so we always just do that. It's just just to
It's
keep
kind of
us
like
on
me,
toes.
man.
Yeah,
Like
has archives,
on
bro.
Instagram. Well, I mean, I don't have archives, but like my sort of content, again, just thinking of like longevity, right? Because I used to do skits, man. Yeah. But like I thought about it, I'm like, yo, man, I'm too lazy. I'm not a soldier.
easy, yeah.
I'm not a soldier. I can't get up on the And
The one thing you are though is a caption king, because this one, if you go and read caption,
I was getting to the caption, so I don't want like post it. Like I will send it to my people first, like, yo,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think? And then they're like, oh, it's good. Then I will post it.
Yeah.
Just to get that. If it's not like, so that's it's funny to you, but like, okay, let me just test the waters first.
Yeah,
If it's not,
yeah.
It's,
No,
again, just about finding something that's
yeah.
longevity, and,
Yeah.
and I feel like I can
Yeah.
do that as for a very long time.
And it's a long game. It's a very
it's a
long game. When you do comedy, when you do all these things, it's a long game. When you look at somebody like Kevin Hart said it was upcoming for 18 years
Yeah.
before he finally got his big
Yeah.
breakthrough.
then once he blew, he just
Yeah, and that's how it is. It's like with comedy, you like when you get that breakthrough, everything you've lost in 18 years, you can get it back in 2 years.
Yeah.
If you go hard,
if you
like
take advantage of it,
if you
the
take
right
advantage
way.
of that time,
Yeah.
you'll get everything back. And so those things.
But that's just to say, if you're not funny, stay away from comedy.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It's not to just
You know,
say
it's-
any random person
yeah.
should just join
yeah,
comedy.
it's a long game. You have to know that. You have to know that you get better.
I just want to
You
give
will
a quick
get
shout
dragged.
out.
Yeah,
Quick
you'll
shout
get
out.
better.
Yeah.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Jeff.
Shout out to King
In
Jeff.
his room. I love you, bro.
our fifth man.
Get that the upcoming.
Before we jump into a game, real quick, I wanted to ask, man. Let's talk about the iconic picture of you on the downfall, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, how did that come about? And like, did touts will stop you?
They did do.
Yeah.
They covered that day. I remember that day. I went to go shoot, and like that's the thing about me is that like my ideas just like I'm very off the top.
Yeah.
So like if I get an idea, if I get something and it doesn't happen within a specific period of time, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah.
It's just gonna go. So the way that downfall thing came about was I was at the toll gate. And this is actually something that because I was upset and then I turned it into I was upset about it. So there was a downfall that was at the toll gate in front of me. I was driving to the office. I was signed to Temple Management. Shout out to Temple Management. I was signed with them and I was driving to the office and I had a meeting and I was like almost late for that meeting.
Yeah.
And there was this downfall in front of me. You know how our toll gate is. When downfall would just stand in front of you. And it's like, I don't know what happened with the downfall and the people taking money from them, but like the downfall guy just parked there for like
A minute.
for like a minute. And I'm just there like, bro, I have a meeting, like
Move it.
yeah, there's a car behind me. I can. So I'm just looking at the downfall. I'm just pissed. And then eventually the downfall moved, and I'm just like driving to the office. If it like 5 minutes later, I'm like, man, this guy made me late. And something just popped in my mind, like, instead of being angry with this downfall, I'm just gonna do a photo shoot with them. And I go to the office. I was like, are there camera guys around? I'm like, they were like, yeah. I'm like, can we go do a photo shoot with a downfall bus? They were like, why? I was like, it's something this is an idea I had this morning. And I think I was like, I went to them, I'm like, it's something I have, but let's shoot it. Let's see.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna work. I feel like people will like it.
Yeah.
And we went to go shoot it. I got there, area boys was like, no, you have to drop money, all that stuff. They disturbed me. One of them said I look like his girlfriend.
Yay.
Shout out to that guy's girlfriend.
Hey, is that
As in, the guy was romancing me, seriously.
I look like his girl.
As in,
Hey, wait.
security guys had to come and tell him he was where you be man, you just touching my waist, God.
All this for post.
So eventually they let us shoot. So I sat on the bus. It was right there on the street. So Nigeria, when something happened, everybody just come.
Everybody got that. They expect
So you can imagine me just sitting there just shooting. And me when I get in my comedy mode, when I'm making content, I tune things out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I can be, if I'm shooting or I'm doing something, I can be and I bite my nose too. So when you see me like this, I'm like thinking about something and I'm just like zone out. So like I didn't even realize that it was all that people watching, which helps me too because it helps me focus on what I'm making. So I can't be trying to post for a picture and I'm looking at 20 people watching. I'm gonna get distracted. So I just kind of like zone out, like These people are not there. It's just me. If somebody hits me, if somebody slaps me, I'll wake up.
Yeah.
But it was good. So I went there. I shot it. It was good. A lot of my memes like that. Like I just, like I said, like it comes to me. It comes to me. I look at scenarios. Like I look at traffic. Like there was one time I was in Lagos. There was a bad traffic, and I was just standing outside with my friend, and we were talking about like how bad the traffic was, and I was like, guy, do you know that with the way this traffic is bad? It wasn't me that said it, or my friend. I think it was even my friend that said, if person cook beans for this traffic before you reach house.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that picture, right? It was like my friend just said, if person cook beans for this, we were standing right outside, like my security guys, the gate guys, and those gate guys, they have a stove, they have pots, they have everything.
Yeah.
So, the guy was like, when a person cook beans for inside this traffic, the beans will be done before you get home. Yeah. And when he just said that, I just took that in for like 2-3 seconds, and I was like,
that's a meme.
I was like, that's a meme, bro. He just said it. He didn't even think about the picture. I envisioned that. I'm like, if you're cooking beans in traffic, so so I envisioned that. And I told the gate guys, yo, do you guys have a pot? They're like, yeah, do you guys have stove? Bring it. Just get me oil. And we set it up, and I showed it right there, on like next to the traffic. Just sat down like I'm cooking beans in traffic, cooking traffic beans. But again, like, it goes back to, to that point of like, those people who have this misconception is like, now that skit is like, what am I trying to say? One, I'm saying this traffic is horrible.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm saying this government needs to come and fix this traffic. I'm also saying that like, if you're in traffic in Nigeria, it's so long, like you can cook beans before you get them, which is not nice. Yeah. So all these things is like, is highlighting the problem.
Highlighting the problem.
But that's not what they're taking away.
But somebody's going to sit there and say, it's a benefit skit.
It's a benefit.
It's a benefit skit.
That's the title.
What is benefit?
It's a benefit skit.
Say women, we are benefiting from a woman. What are we benefiting in cooking beans inside traffic?
Oh man.
Nah, man.
So a lot of these things is just like, it's just misconceptions, and people see things the way they see things, and they have the right to see it that way because their environment and the way they grew up shapes
the way they think.
So if the environment and the way you grew up shapes you seeing those type of characters that we do as something that is taking advantage of, then that's a personal battle that you need to go and figure out who's taking advantage of you. Yeah. I'm not taking advantage of you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I come on stage as like 20 different people. I can come on stage as Toby, so it's like, again, boss, it's all perception, man. Yeah. It's all how you see.
Facts.
We all see things differently.
Man, Toby, man, I appreciate your time, man, and I appreciate your fun.
Sure, for sure.
But
this was a great combo.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little fun real quick. So I kind of worked hard in this game, which only you will play, and everybody can interject and join in. Basically, what's gonna happen?
That's good.
Basically, what's gonna happen is he's gonna break down his lyrics. I'm gonna give him lyrics, and he's gonna try to explain what it means.
Okay.
But on my research, I came across this song. This song is by Destiny's Child, and so this is Beyonce, who else?
Kelly
Rowland, and I forget the third lady.
Don't look at me.
You don't know her name?
No.
But it said the song is called "Cater to You," and this was in
Cater to You. Yeah.
This song is in 2004. The lyrics were like, before we get to the game, I just want to read the lyrics real quick. It says, "Baby, I see you working hard. I want to let you know I'm proud. Let you know that I admire what you do. The more if I need to reassure you, my life will be purposeless without you. If I want it, got it. When I ask you, you provide it. You inspire me to be better. You challenge me to be better. Sit back and let me pour out my love letter. Let me help you. Take off your shoes. Tie your shoestrings. Take off your cufflinks. What you want to eat, boo? Let me feed. I said,
let me give
Beyonce.
to you.
He's saying all these things.
It's Beyonce I saying
Yes, now. Have you not heard this song?
Yeah, Beyonce will cook that beans in traffic. Beyonce can.
That's crazy, but like, do you think women do that now in 2022?
No.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes I feel like these days now is a little more difficult, But I feel like you still.
It depends on who you talk to.
Yeah, I feel like it depends. I feel like it depends on the person. I feel like it depends on the person. There are people that like, there are females that like they'll take care of you. Like they'll credit to you. You know, if you take care of them, it's a two-way street. They'll value. You give value, you receive value.
I don't see Shamsi untying her husband's shoes. I don't matter.
That no be I won't cater with that.
I guess that's why you're not gonna be my husband.
I won't cater is strips.
When I get a husband, then you can go and ask him. I will talk about it.
But yeah, man. So this first one, it says, like a calendar, I've got your dates.
Yay! That one, like, say that again.
Like a calendar, I've got your dates.
That's somebody that wants to kill you.
Hey, wait.
If they catch in the other room.
The other room.
Calendar, I've got your
I feel like
dates.
someone saying that, like a calendar, I've got your dates. It sounds like you're unemployed. Like for you to have that much time.
That's not what I thought about.
I know what I know what you're thinking about.
I see my girl is a girl mind, so like a calendar, I've got your dates.
They have the
Like
calendar.
the red dates.
Yeah.
The what?
The red dates.
Where they check their
Shark
time,
Week.
that
It could
time
also
of
mean,
the month.
It could also mean that like a calendar,
Shark
I've got your
Weeks.
date. Maybe like a calendar, I've got your date. Maybe they're keeping tabs on you and they know your movement.
Like
You
a
know your
calendar, I've
movements.
got your dates.
Yeah, don't worry. Be moving anyhow. Like
Yeah,
a calendar.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
know.
movie
left, I
I know
see
where
it.
you live. I know where you'll be at this time.
Do you guys want me to tell you the artist in the song?
Ooh.
It's Fino, Ghost Mode. Featured on Lavi Day.
What?
Like a calendar, I've got your dates. All right, next one. I'm outstanding. No balcony.
I'm outstanding. Hi guys. No, see. Now I guys about to say, but
Outstanding.
I'm outstanding.
No balcony.
No balcony.
They basically reversed it. Like I'm standing out.
On top of what?
Cloud.
Are you a witch?
You don't
Cloud.
even know which broom they are using. No.
I'm outstanding. No
Aladdin
balcony.
magic.
It's
carpet.
like I feel like that means that like I'm good.
I don't.
It sounds like I'm good. I don't need no
I
balcony.
don't need handouts. You know. I
To
don't
me,
need any.
it sounds like I'm up there. And I don't need no balcony to look down. You see that one?
I don't think that's what Atu was thinking. This is Price. Niger Delta Money. I don't know what year the song came out.
Oh, yeah.
Life is not fair. Success is what I used to bleach.
Life is not.
Bleach
Life is
what?
not fair. Success
Bleach
is what I used to.
bleach skin now. You know, fair light skin
That's not what
and
I meant.
bleach.
Life. Maybe the person is saying life is. Maybe the person just saying that more. Life is hard, dude. We're just managing. Fake it until you make it.
And then use success to bleach it.
I swear, bleach out. If if the success is not clean, shine for people. Why pour bleach on it? Maybe.
I see that one makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's crazy, man. This is by DJ Music, Pom, Feet Skills, Vector, and Somebody to Dream.
I will.
Life is a beach. Minyash tire.
No.
Just
Like
an
the
ashewu.
big-
Next one. This one is just. This one is
Wait,
just
I
an
know who
ashewu.
sang it, I know who sang this. Oh yeah, this is no, don't say it. I know who sang this. Oh, it's Jesse Jacks.
Yeah.
It's Jesse Jacks.
Ice Prince.
It said life is a bitch and I'm a yash tire.
Life
No,
is
Life
a
is a
beach.
beach. Minyash tire.
Minya.
And then this one is, if you like karate, I'll teach you mathematics.
That one, no, they pan.
That
You know,
one
they
don't
pan
make
out.
sense.
You know, that one is like.
The math is not math.
That one is like.
If
That
you
one.
like it, I'll teach you
Mathematics.
Only jogolobo.
If
Maybe it's counting. Maybe it's using how to count number.
you like karate, I
One,
go teach you.
two,
Oh,
three,
so if you like karate, then he already show you 10.
I'll teach you mathematics.
Maybe it's talking about
Left,
quadratic.
right.
You know, quadratic formula.
Who was that?
Maybe
Quadratic
that's
formula, yeah.
Quadratic, yeah.
Minus B.
Um,
Minus B.
Square root, A square minus.
Are we doing karate kids?
swear.
Left, B, right, A.
Maybe now
It don't make sense.
for that.
Yeah.
This last one is kind of long, but kind of pay attention.
Yeah.
Because the way you are shaking your uku,
Hey,
my baby, you must concur.
baby.
Or you make you shakiti your bobo. Or you rock bottle.
Yeah.
Make you don't give me okbolo. Achukuleke, make you give me balansi.
I know the song, but I don't understand anything that just said.
Is it Obobo?
Scatter your baka. Oya, I must be your lover. Oya, rikwata, itu the shakara.
Yes, I know the song.
You know the song?
Yeah.
Yes, I know the song. You know the song too.
I do?
Yes, you do.
Damn, I didn't know these lyrics. I mean, that song.
Exactly. They don't sound the same when the beat is added to it.
But I don't know what that guy they talk about.
My thing is, I don't understand. So you lost me in that one.
We find the song. It's crazy.
All I heard
man.
was Shakara.
There is no meaning to what my OG was saying, man. What's another song too?
What was the song?
Jesus.
Is it a techno song?
It's not
No.
Olamide.
No.
You don't know the song.
I know the song.
I
do
know the song. I'm just.
I didn't know the song. But speaking of fire, before I find the song, I need you to explain to me Joha, since you're a Yoruba man. What does it mean? I heard Joha stands for Johanna.
Huh?
Who's Joanna?
Yeah, Joha.
Like Joanna.
No,
I think I know Joa is like a short form, but I don't think I think in the song, Joha. I think in the song is so Joe. I know Joe means dance, so I think like it's just saying it's like dance now. It's like Joe. It's like just
Like,
dance.
let's
Yeah,
dance.
it's like
Like,
let's dance. It's more like let's dance. Let's have a good vibe. That's how the song comes with a dance, like a specific dance. Like Joe. Yeah. Yep.
What's your favorite Ashake song?
I have to
Don't
be
say
careful.
Terminator.
Organize.
Ah, okay.
Organize. I mean, I like the one where you rhyme disciple with Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. I get you plenty
That's
disciples.
yeah.
When his album dropped and he was topping
Come on,
chart, it was
butcher
like
the word.
they were not comparing him with Beyonce's album. They were like, Beyonce rhyme Assalamu alaikum with disciple?
No, Ashake is dope. So it's dope.
Since I have you here, but what does Money Showa mean? Money Showa.
Money is like I say. Money is like Money means
do.
I say.
Or I say.
Yeah,
Then
money
Showa.
means I say. Then Showa means Showa is like Showa. Is there something like
Yeah.
Money Showa? I'm saying is there something? It's like I'm asking like
I they ask you something
Yeah.
there.
Something waiting day.
Then it says Tubawa.
Yeah, if there is. So Showa is
Is there
He
something?
did.
He did.
Then
yeah.
Tobawa is
Tobawa is if he did.
If he did. What do you follow Amines?
Kojade Sita,
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh my God,
Yep. Yoruba diaspora.
Because that's not what it sounded like at
The reason
all.
Yoruba
Bro,
is
the
that
thing is the
sometimes
way-
the reason Yoruba is very tricky sometimes is because one Yoruba word can mean different.
Be
Can
different
mean
things.
several,
Okay.
Like
So you can say it just the tense and how you say it will mean a different situation.
Yeah.
Wa come. Wa. Are you mad? No, it's like
Yeah.
So even the hand signal is even different.
The tone can also
like,
say, yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
Mm.
That's like saying,
Mm.
Is this one?
Yeah.
I mean, I know. Let me hear
You
it.
hear
first.
it, you will recognize it. Baby, oh my baby, oh. You know
Rema.
it. Yes. I knew it.
Shake your uku, your baby, you must kaka. Oh yeah, make shake it to your baba. Oh yeah,
I told you. Once I heard it, I'm like, wait, this song sounds too familiar.
I only know Dogo Yaro.
Dogoyaro.
That's it. Once it gets there, I said,
Dogoyaro.
Anyways, man, Toby, it's been a pleasure having you,
Thank
man.
you very much, my bro. Thank
Appreciate
you
you,
very
man.
much.
Good luck with the show this weekend.
I will tell you congratulations on your show tomorrow. Right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can't wait till you're back and we're doing shows together.
I know, we need to.
For sure. And
You know,
we'll definitely make it happen, my bro.
yeah, the pandemic has changed a lot of things, man. To the point that like during the pandemic, we're even doing virtual shows. Like I don't know if you know.
this is how
pandemic,
this thing was created.
Yeah, like you see, so like during the pandemic, I did something during the pandemic, and I think it was nice. I was really excited that I did it. And what I did was like, I did like a virtual graduation, like a Zoom graduation for people.
Nice.
Usually, with like graduations, if you get to walk, walk, go to the venue,
Yeah.
and people have like a lot of people have like graduation parties.
Already,
they'll
yeah.
call us to MC it. So because of like the whole shutdown thing, I was like, okay, you know what? Their graduations on Zoom, so why not just host? Why not just MC a Zoom part? And it was nice. Like we were all on Zoom. Congratulations, and some of them people did like it was just like a surprise. I just popped up on Zoom, like they already had the thing, and I just say hello, like let's take a shot for the new grad. So it was good to see how like our environment can change our approach to comedy as well. Like things that happen around us can change it. Like it's not a one way. You get what I'm saying? You have to always be in that creative mindset. Like you have to be a thinker. You have to think about things. You have to be curious about things. Like why is this like this? Right? How does this work? How can this work? What other ways can this work? And and I feel like I said, that community too is like we all have to do things together. Like I'm always open to to do. I mean, I'm always open to do collaboration. Like my first show in Canada, like I brought about like 20 comedians.
Yeah.
The reason I did that was not because 20 people. I wanted that community. I wanted us to be able to also support each other because I was lucky to have like Foxy P, Komi, and Chief Obi. Like Foxy P and Komi started. They brought me under their wings. And I was able to build myself up. So I feel like with comedy now, it's so many different aspects to comedy now, different unique, different talents. And I feel like it's good for us to always, bring that different approach and different unique and make one thing, come together, make one thing out. And I feel like more of that should happen. I feel like it's less happening now. I think the pandemic change kind of affected things a little bit, but a lot of people don't want to come out and say this. Blah. No, but like when you look at how we used to do comedy shows, like before the pandemic, like everybody come together. Like if I'm coming to Canada to do a show, I'm telling them like, okay, I want at least 4 comedians in Canada, in the local community, because I'm not gonna come to and that's why the last time I came, you came in. Chelsea was here. Chelsea came in. So it's always good to have that, to have that community of comedians. That's the only way we can do a lot of things. That's the only way we can one man can do a show and it'll be nice, but like
it's better when it's
different communities come together. Brings you more viewers, more people there.
So, but I'm excited for the future. This is just this. There's still a lot of things.
There's a lot.
We can always reinvent stuff.
For sure.
We can always reinvent. We can always think about like what's the next step. What else can I do with this? Okay, I can't do any more thing. Okay, let me put it down. But there's other stuff I can do with this, and like just that timing. That timing is very key to know when to like keep stuff like, okay, this is done, and to know when, okay, this is good, and also not to force things. I tell like a lot of my if there's like maybe any advice I'll give to like anybody trying to come into comedy or doing comedy or anything, is like don't force it. Let it flow.
Sure.
If it comes, if you think about it, it comes, it's flowing, it's clean. Do it. If it comes and you're like, you're trying to force it, don't force it. Just be your natural element. If you're in your natural element, people like you, fine. If people don't like you, fine. But if you're in your natural element, it'll be easier for you to go further.
Exactly.
It'll be easier for you to do more stuff. Because if you're doing comedy as well, you're not. It's gonna be tough. Because you're not gonna be. You won't even relate to yourself.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. So but when you create different things, you create different ideas. You look at other ways you can collaborate with people. And like I say, that collaboration is very key.
Because it allows you to grow. Because you see people grow.
Yeah,
you want to just be as good.
You see people grow, and you have different perspective as well. Different perception. Like I could have been at the hotel just hanging out, but like I wanted to come. Come, talk to you guys, because I know that like I would get like different experiences. We can talk, learn different things, and that's what comedy is about. I can leave here today. I can leave here, get home tonight, and think about like 3 skit ideas just from this interaction I had today.
Very true.
And that's all comedy. That's what it is.
Right.
How you put it out, how you put your own twist to it. So, I'm so excited. It's been a pleasure.
It's our pleasure having you. You've dropped so many gems on this.
Sure.
Definitely one of my personal best interviews I've done so far. And it's not even an interview; it's more of a conversation, and just get to learn from you, because you're an OG in the game. And I'm glad you took the time out, because you landed literally a couple of hours ago. You're here sitting with us.
I saw his story and I was like, oh shit. He literally just got here.
I just landed.
I appreciate that, man. Ladies and gentlemen, You already know. It's the Backyard Bands Comedy Podcast, our own comedy show, Comedy Unplugged. That's happening October 23rd.
Be there.
Get your
Transact.
tickets. Get your tickets. And for sure, man, we want to make it bigger in the next few years. Get all these comics back out here. The first one we actually did, we had Foxy P headline it.
Nice.
So
Nice.
So we wanted to kind of just come back from the pandemic and just test the waters. And
Yeah.
then, we're going to come back bigger and stronger. But get your tickets. It's going to be fun. Great lineup.
Early bird is already what 75%.
75%
Sold out?
done.
Wow, nice. Yeah, get your ticket, guys. It's gonna be an amazing time. Get your tickets. I'll be there in the spirit.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be supporting.
Salam alaikum.
Salam alaikum. I'm dead.
I can pop out on FaceTime. That's me. I can pop out anywhere. I can come from under the stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your tickets. It's gonna be an amazing show. Come support.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Shout
it.
out to you guys, man.
Thank you
guys
so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to sign out right now. I am your humble and gracious host. I go by the name Mr. Dre. You already know the vibes.
Cheers.
That free go talk to him.
Yeah. Signing out from this ministry is your able minister, Imina, aka the Free Eagle, aka Triple E, aka the Patrician Eagle, aka you know what is popping. Let's get it popping.
APK.
Shout out to the people behind the scenes. We appreciate you. You know yourselves.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the powerhouse of the podcast.
It's your girl Shamsi, aka Ton
Toby, you do the honors. Sign us out. This is Backyard Bands Comedy Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Backyard Bands. I had so much fun. Thank you guys for having me. African mother number 1 on the Backyard Bands. If there's another African mother, sure you are hearing me. If you're any African mother that come on this show, before you start the show, pay homage to your elders.
Facts.
Pay homage to your elders. When you pay homage to your elders, then you can start. Let's close the show. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Father Lord, we want to commit ourselves into your hand. We started talking about 1 hour, 2 hours ago. We are at the end of the show. None of us sick. We are still fine.
Pray hand up.
You know, we are still looking good. Our voice did not lost. Everybody say ha ha ha.
He's there.
In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen.
We out.